Yo, what's up, all you beautiful people? Welcome back to our second podcast, and we got my boy, Joseph Nava. Introduce yourself, man.
Yes, sir. Joseph Nava, college soccer player right now, working on my history major, and just chasing big things right now, hoping to play pro soccer one day.
He wasn't in the last podcast because he was doing some workout shit, but we got Austin.
Yes, sir.
One of the co-founders of AchieveYou, my brother. And if y'all wonder where Bernie's at, probably simping, I don't know. I'm just playing. How this started was Joseph hit me up talking about how he liked the video about, the motivational video. And he was telling about how he had a story. And it's amazing how we shared ours. And I was like, bro, come share your story. So we here right now, and he's going to share his little life story.
Yeah, dude.
Big life story.
Yo, it's been a long time coming, bro. Like, I feel like I've known you guys forever, like, from just working at Publix. And, like, we just had that connection as soon as we met.
Yeah.
Like, it was just crazy.
Bros.
Yeah, it was, like, just working and just, like, making it fun,
Yeah,
So I feel like that's, like, we made the best out of working, and I feel like always going to work, like, made it so fun with you guys. And the motivational video, I've always just watched motivational videos. Like, my whole life, whenever I started, like, my journey of playing soccer, it just always been a thing. Like, when working out, like, I never listened to music. I just listened to motivation.
Really?
So, yeah, never listened to music, bro.
That's dope.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, I just feel it was a long time coming because I remember whenever I was working at the pub with you guys, I think I was a junior in high school, so I think I was going into my senior year, something like that. But I remember my first time whenever I weighed, like, I was way overweight. I was like 185, unhealthy, no muscle, all fat. And it went from, like, my freshman year, like, super healthy, sophomore year, super healthy, junior year, super healthy, and then it kind of fell off at the end, and it kind of jumped into my senior year. And I just remember, like, I wanted to play college soccer, like, really bad, and I knew I had the talent for it. So, like, I had to just start working. Like, I had to work. Like, I started going to the gym every single day. Even if we were closing, I'd still be at Anytime Fitness, just getting my grind on every single day just to get what I wanted. And eventually, I think I saw, like, the light at the end of the tunnel whenever I started getting offers from some decent coaches, not the biggest schools ever, but, like, I knew if I got an opportunity, I will kill the opportunity that I get and achieve something bigger, which now, like, I'm sitting here now. I played 2 years of soccer at CBC, and now I have offers from Division I schools, NCAA, like a bunch of big schools that, like, are all wanting me to go play for their college, which is just so, like, I'm so forever grateful for it. But I knew it wasn't just like, oh, like, they just showed up. Like, I had to go and get it. I had to work hard. And I feel like whenever, like, you want something really, really bad, and if you just chase it, like, you will get what you want as long as you keep working hard. So whenever I see you guys, like, working hard, and, like, it's awesome. Like, everything you guys post, like, it's awesome. You always sharing your boys' stuff, like, looking out for each other. Like, it's, like, amazing. And, like, I've never grew up with guys like you. Like growing up, like, I knew you guys, we met each other, and then, like, after a while, like, I left, and we never talked again for, like, a really long period of time. But, like, I never had guys like you, like, being motivated. Like, I always had friends that were like, yo, let's go party. Let's go party. Let's go party. Let's go do it. And, in college, it's a lot different, bro, because it's, like, that's all it is. Like, if you're playing soccer, if you're on the soccer team, and then there's, like, oh, yeah, there's a party, like, oh, we're all going, like, let's go. Like, we just won a game, let's go. And it's so hard to stay super disciplined and just be like, no, like, I'm not going. But I feel like I've done a really good job of it. Like, my freshman year was a bit tough. Like, as a freshman, trying to find yourself.
I started at a couple parties.
Yeah, trying to find yourself. My freshman year was, like, awesome, man. I played, like, the best season of soccer ever in my life. And I was doing really, really good. And people were like, yo, let's party. I was like, hell yeah. Like, I'm doing so good. Like, let's do it. And, like, I would party. And it was a good time, but at the end of the day, like, partying, like, something I always take from partying, you gain absolutely nothing from it. Maybe you spend 5 hours and you have a good time, but, like, you get nothing from it. Like, it just burns holes in your pocket.
Yeah.
Like, it costs money, like, buying stuff, and, So I always knew, like, that just wasn't the route for me. And then my sophomore year was a lot better. Eventually, my sophomore year, I met this girl over the summer. Her name is Brittany. And, bro, she made me stay on my shit. Like, always on top of my shit.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Usually girls don't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's fucking amazing, bro. It was like so perfect. That's why we're still together to this day. I think we're like 9 months dating. Bro, always on top of my shit, always looking out for me, always trying to tell me to get my shit done, always telling me like to work hard, get what you want, you know. And all she always said was like, whatever you achieve, like don't worry about it. Like I don't care how long it takes you chasing your dream. I'll always be with you through the hard times, supporting you, and then whenever you're in the sky, like having the best time of your life, like I'll always be supporting you every step of the way. And it was just like, it was that just like click where I was like, oh man, like that's awesome. Like growing up, I didn't have friends like you guys, so like now the fact that I have like somebody in my life that does that, it's really good. Like because I never had it.
All the time too.
Huh?
She's like right there all the time.
Yeah, always. Anything I need, bro, she's there, bro. Anything I need. And that brings another play into like my brothers. My brothers, we're really, really close. Me, Benny, Eric, and Brian, we're all super, super close. And I feel like what made us close was when we were a lot younger. My youngest brother didn't really know at the time, but me, Benny, and Eric, we lived in the car for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, because my real dad left my mom, and it was just a whole show that was just like super bad. But like I knew like coming from that just made me a lot more motivated. But as soon as I started getting more stuff in my life, like more materialistic things, I thought like, oh, let me start settling down. I'm getting more stuff, and like it should have never been like that. But now that I know that, like I just keep working so hard for everything that I want, because everything that I want, like I want to earn it. Like I don't just want it. I don't want it just to be like here given to me. Yeah. Because like my whole life I went from like having absolutely nothing to like fucking having like being able to go to, like, not everybody is able to go to college and not a lot of people can afford it. And just being able to go to college and just pursue something that I want to do and like be able to like go to Jacksonville and play soccer and just enjoy myself is like such a blessing. Because coming from nothing, I feel like, you know how a lot of kids, even at younger ages now, they'll be like, well, I want to get into soccer, and everything's about the money. It's not about just having fun, you know? Growing up, like, I feel like everybody was, like, all about the money whenever I was playing soccer, because I knew I was good, but I was so humbled at such a young age. And around, like, my teenage years, I lost it, but I was super humbled at my really young age, because I was playing with a bunch of kids, and all the kids used to talk about, like, oh, I can't wait to be a pro and make a lot of money. And at the time, I was sleeping in a car, dude. I was working hard one day to play soccer in a pro club because I just wanted a bed. And kids just wanted money to spend it on cars and live lavish. All I wanted was a bed or a house for my family growing up. Like, that's all I wanted. Like, I wanted to work hard to get that, or just retire my mom and dad. And I have a stepdad now, which he stepped in, he's like my dad to me. He will always be the dad that stepped in and really took on the biggest challenge of his life. He's still here to this day, and he's like an absolute blessing from God, because he does so many things that help me in like ways that I can't even imagine. Like my mom had 4 kids single, and my stepdad stepped in and started taking care of 4 kids. Now, what dad do you think is going to do that? A single male is just going to step into a woman's life with 4 kids already. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. You'll never find it, man. But whenever you do, it's somebody special. It's going to be somebody special. It takes a special person to do it, but he's still here to this day, and he just helps me with anything that I need, which is absolutely amazing. And then my oldest brother, Eric, always on top of me to get my shit done. Really? Yeah, because my brother, Eric, he was my father figure growing up. How old is he? He is 26. He's the grocery manager at Foley. And I feel like Eric, my oldest brother, he was my father figure in my life growing up for a really long time. And he taught me so much that like my real dad wasn't able to teach me. And I will be forever grateful for that, because he helped me with so many things, and he still helps me to this day. Anything that I need, like I can just text him and he'll make it happen. Like he's always been there for me whenever I left for college. Like he's always been there for me. Anything that I need, him and his wife are just absolutely perfect. They always help me. Anything that I need with school, anything, always on top of me to get my stuff done, get my stuff turned in. And honestly, it's really, really a blessing to be able to surround yourself around people like that, because they want to see you succeed. Some people are like in your sideline just to be like, wait for them to take off, and then they're like, oh, like I was there. But at the end of the day, like it's if you surround yourself against people that want to make you better, it's just perfect.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Going back to your like when you first started college, and how you like you didn't relapse, but you just didn't have very good habits when you were a freshman. What did you do to change that? Like, I know something sparked, but what did you actually do and implement in your life?
Well, my freshman year, yeah, at first I was really super disciplined because I knew I was going to school and I was like, I want to be able to play on the soccer team and I want to work really hard for it. And so pretty much I didn't start my first like 4 games of college. And that was very humbling from going to play in high school and always being like the best player ever. But my first 4 games of college, I didn't start. I didn't have one start. I might have got like 10, 20 minutes in a game. And I remember like it was yesterday, I was working really hard in training. I was staying after practice working hard just to like get a start or keep getting myself better for like the time I did get an opportunity, I'll take it. So whenever my coach, we were at Ave Maria in Lakeland, Florida, and we were playing against a pretty good side, and he was giving out the starting lineups, and me being a little freshman, I didn't think I was going to start. I was just grabbing the cones and stuff. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to start, so I grabbed the bag, I had the cones, I was going to go set up like the warm-ups, because that's what freshmen do. And then he went to striker, and he said Joseph Nava, and dude, like, I remember before going out there, just going into the stall and just crying so much, because like, I like went from like not even knowing if I committed to my school 1 week before the school started. I went from like not knowing what I was going to do with my life to like finally having something that I've always wanted, to play soccer at the next level and just chase something my whole life that I've always wanted. And I was just crying in the bathroom before the game, and it was just an absolute blessing that like, oh, like the work like is starting to pay off. But then I had to like go and show it on the field, and I did. I scored 2 goals my first college start. I scored 2 goals. We lost 3-2, but
oh, so you're the only one that scored?
Yeah, I was the only one that scored. Yeah, we lost 3-2, which was definitely hard. Like at the end of the day, like I don't care if I score. I don't care who scores. As long as we get a result, I'll be happy with it. So whenever at the beginning of my freshman year, I had the good habits because I wasn't starting. As the season went along, I started playing super, super good. And I started scoring goals, this and that. Like it would kept constantly just.
So your ego kind of started.
Yeah, ego really started to play a part, and and I come from a really cocky background. Like, I have all my brothers are cocky. Like, my real dad was cocky, and it's just like my ego really started to build, and I'd get games that were like really tight. It would start to get real chippy at the end. Like I'd get fouled and I'd just react and like get up and push somebody and just letting the game turn its side on for the other team. And that's the worst thing to ever do. Like never like let your opponent know that you're like, oh, like he's falling down, like we're getting in his head. You never want to do that. And I feel like it was so easy to get in my head because I was like having such a good year. But yeah, back to the question. I was really disciplined the beginning of my freshman year. Mid-year, finally fell off till I'll never forget the day you guys came to watch me play in Pensacola.
Yeah.
Bro.
I was about to ask you about that.
Yeah, I will never forget. I had so many people there, and I played the worst game of my life.
Really?
That was such a bad game. It was such a bad game. And I feel like that's where it clicked, man. It was super humbling just to be like I could never get that moment back. If I could do anything, I would just get that one moment back before the game and just know what happens at the end so I can like just fix everything, because I played completely bad and it was just like a really, really bad game. Like I could
They got in your head too.
Yeah, they really got in my head. Yeah. And I could literally take nothing positive from that game. Literally nothing. And I look at it now, like I was talking to my friend about it last night. I was like, if there was one moment in my life that I've always would take back, it'd be that day. Just because I had everybody there, like all my family, all my friends, like all my day ones were there. Like if you were at that game, you're my day one and I really mess with you. These guys that I've known for 6 months beforehand still went to my game.
Yeah. Okay.
We just
Still went to my game. So I went from after that day, I remember just like the first night you just the biggest thing about soccer, man, is like if you lose a game, you get over it next one. But that game was so hard for me to get over, and like to this day, like I literally talked about it yesterday. Like And that's 2 years ago.
But you ain't even over yet?
I'm not over that game, bro. I'll do anything to get that moment back. I'd do anything to get that moment back. But that game right there, like, changed me from being the freshman that was really cocky, having the best season of his life, to really humbling to be like, I just had all my friends and family come to this game, and I played super bad because I lost myself here in the middle, and that was a result here at the top. So after that, it was just uphill again. Like, it was just like, but like, it's so sad to say, like, it takes something like that for me to like click on. Like, I should always be fully on, which I'm still trying to get to that point. But I feel like it's really hard just to be fully committed all the time. For me,
a couple days you are, a couple days you're not. No, right?
Yeah, man, absolutely. Like, some days it's just like a bit harder than the other days. Just like doing daily tasks, like that you don't like, you know, like you guys, like you wake up, make your bed, like all the good stuff. Like, I wish I was that disciplined. I would never be that disciplined.
To be honest, it's not even that we're disciplined. We literally don't even think about it. We just make our bed.
Yeah.
I just wake up and make it without thinking about
It's
it.
a system. Like, we really put a system.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Like, I wish I could like get there soon. Like, that's why I'm working so hard to like just be super disciplined and just keep everything like perfect. But that moment, whenever that happened, it was like, it really hurt, but I knew that, look, it's time to pick it back up, because I just lost one of my biggest opportunities of making like so many people so proud, and I didn't. I just let them completely down. As much as they'll say like, oh, I'm proud of you, like, you lost the fucking game. At the end of the day, like, you lost the game. And so we had the tournament coming up, which we were gonna have to play PCC again and another team that we lost to.
Didn't they come to y'all though?
Yeah, they came to Duval. Come on now, let me hear it. Duval.
What is that?
Hey, you cut that out though. Cut that out. I don't like that Duval part. That was lame as fuck. No, you better cut that shit out, Cody. I ain't playing with you, Cody. You gonna leave that shit in there too. I know it, bro. But I remember, so the tournament was coming up, and they were coming to us this time. And I guess I didn't feel the pressure this time because I didn't have so much people, friends and family there. Yeah, we got off to a hot start against them. I scored in like the first 2 minutes. I didn't like get cocky or anything. I just picked the ball up and I said, all right, let's play. And then it was like the 65th minute, which is 90 minutes in a soccer match. It was like the 65th minute, and they scored, and it was 2-1. And I was like, oh man, this is gonna be like the last like little bit of game we have left is gonna be like hard. Yeah, it's gonna be a battle. And my goalie makes a really big save with his leg, which was awesome. And he picks it up and he just punts it really far. And I went on a like 40-meter sprint with the center back, and I just remember him like tugging on me, and he kept tugging on me, and I kind of like moved right, and he still was tugging on me, and he flipped and fell. So it put me 1-on-1 against the keeper, and if you put Joseph 1-on-1 against the keeper, like, you know, the fat lady will sing, you know. But you notice how like it took something so devastating to make me like.
That literally just proves that opportunity lies in the form of misfortune.
For real,
Yes,
bro.
yeah, hell yeah.
That game was meant to be.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Let's talk about. You got like a plan, like a specific plan for the future. Like, what's up with that? What's up with that?
I do have a specific plan that I'm chasing every single day, and at the moment I'm a history major. I want to teach kids. I want to influence kids. I want to help kids.
Yeah.
So I'm a teaching major in secondary ed, history, and obviously I'm still chasing my dream of being a professional soccer player. Like, I'll never stop chasing that anytime soon, and it's very possible. Like, as much as people like think like, oh, it's so hard to go professional, for me,
People still do it, man.
yeah, for me it's very, very possible. So like, I'm still chasing that, but my backup plan, which I came up with my brother's wife, Eric, after a long talk and just figuring everything out, was I didn't know what I wanted to do, because I wanted to come home. I wanted to be home. But at the same time, I was like, is that the right thing to do? To just stay home and settle and, like, just go to a school here? And that's what me and Mallory, that's her name, we talked about. And she was just like, look, you can't just go home, like, and just stop doing what you're doing. Because you have so much, like, you have so many people cheering you on. You have so many things that you want to do. And you should do it. You shouldn't just say it and not do it. So my plan right now is keep playing soccer. Hopefully, one day I get a professional contract. And if I don't, I always have my college degree. And yeah, like I said, it's going to be in history, secondary ed. And I'm also gonna, whenever I graduate for whichever school I go to in my bachelor's in history, I will come here and go to UWF for 1 year, take online classes to get my master's degree in education so I can be a professor at a college. Obviously, if like everything falls through with my soccer and it just doesn't happen like the way I want it to happen, I always have a backup plan. But like, don't always just like be like, oh, I have a backup plan. If you have a dream, like chase it. With being in college and playing soccer, you kind of have to have a backup plan that make you take classes and then make you pass them. At the end of the day, like you like everyone says, like never have a B plan, always make A plan work.
I agree with that.
It's the biggest thing, man, because if you have something like, you can't have like something like, oh, like I want this, and you have your backup plan just tugging on you.
You gotta make it to where you can't fail, bro.
Yeah, that's all you have. If you, like the B plan is just tugging on you, eventually you're gonna fall, and then you're back at your B plan.
We're gonna go back to high school. Talk about an experience or something that taught you a valuable lesson, and what was that lesson?
Oh, that's a good question. So, I played, and I take really long in questions because I want to hit every detail.
Yeah,
which I'm not just gonna. You're gonna say a question, I'm not gonna hit every detail, but freshman year was really good. I played a really good freshman year. Sophomore year was my best year, and like I said, playing 2 really good years of soccer, it kind of just like you start being more like, oh, I'm the shit. Like I'm the shit. But while you're out just like not working hard, people are out there grinding and getting their stuff done. People are working. When you're not working, people are working. When you're sleeping, people are working. So I feel like I always settled down like after doing so good. After like working super hard this time, and I'm like, oh, I worked super hard here, had two good years of soccer, and then I settled down. What happens when I settle down? I don't play at the level that everybody's playing at now.
So your life then revolved around soccer, like even in high school?
Every time, bro. Like, I had nothing else but that, bro. It was school and soccer. Yeah, and it's like, it happened in my... But now that I know that, like, I noticed that path, like that little pattern that happens where I have 2 good years of soccer, and then I kind of settle, and then my next 2 years are the worst years that I played soccer. And your junior and senior, you need to be your best years,
Yeah.
And, so I noticed that even in high school, and I still let it happen in college, but I let it happen earlier. I let it happen my sophomore year, which is better to learn earlier than later. So now that I know that, like...
You're like on your shit.
I'm definitely going to be on my shit, like completely always on my shit.
Bro, isn't that what that video was talking about? Exactly this?
What?
The one about the dopamine
Yeah.
detox. It's exactly about what he's saying.
I actually watched a video talking about why you really want to be better, but you always find yourself relapsing. And I'm going to make a video, basically the same video, but in my perspective.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I feel like it will help a lot.
Just, like, you saying that just reminded me a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
Because I have that problem too,
Yeah.
but I realized why.
Yeah.
I only have that problem with diet.
Yeah, dieting, bro.
Eating, bro, goddamn, it's the hardest thing.
If there's a cake right there, I'm eating that cake, bro.
Oh, I know, bro. I noticed that experience in high school, and it happened in college. And now that I know about it, I won't let it happen again. But that's what really hurt those first 2 years did really good, but my last 2 years dictated what college I was going to go to. And my last 2 years were the worst because I settled in the middle. And when you settle in the middle, you'll never make it to the finish line before anybody else does. So that's what happened there. So it kind of just humbled me a lot. And then whenever I got an opportunity to play college soccer, I was like, I'm going to do the best to keep it. And then I settled there too. And it's like you said, like it relapses. And it's hard to stay on it, but... Now that I know it's happened twice in my life and it's really hurt me in my future and in my career, I won't let it happen again.
So aware of it now.
Yeah, nah, I won't let it happen again.
Craziest college party experience.
Oh, man. Craziest. You're going to get me in trouble. My parents are going to watch this when you drop it. And my brothers are going to watch it. But I'm still going to say it. I don't care. I'm in college. But I'm in college, but it's cool. Look, my craziest one was... I was driving my boy's car and I was driving them to Gainesville. To UF, and we were at the Strip. We went into this party, and I remember being in there, and I was the DD. I was driving them, so I remember being in there. I was just like making sure everybody was cool, and I'm just standing there, bro. And this one guy, bro, walks by me, and he bumps me and spills his drink, spills it all over me. First thing I said was like, "Yo, like, what are you doing?" And he's like, "You fucking spilled my drink. What the fuck?" And I said, "Bro, what? You ran into me." And then and then he was just like, he was getting all in my face, Bro, my boy, Evan, comes back. Boom, hits him, knocks him out cold. Sleeped him. That's all I remember. Bro, Evan has my back every day of the week.
Damn,
That's my boy. Slept the dude.
That's fire.
Slept him.
So you just fucking...
Yeah, bro, and I was like, oh, damn it. Now I said, now we gotta go. Let's get out. So we're all running back to the car. Like, security guards are like, they were like freaking chasing my friends, and I was just like, I was walking, bro. I didn't do nothing, so I was just like chilling. I was just walking back to the car. I walk up to the car, and these guys like sprinted down because they're all drunk, and they're just like, bro, they're gonna get us. The cops are gonna get us. And I was like, bro, no, they're not. I walk back to the car, bro. Everybody's pissing, bro. Everybody's pissing everywhere. One's in a tree. Like, it was bad. Not really in a tree, but they were everywhere. Somebody was pissing on a house. Somebody was pissing on a car. I was like, bro, now y'all really gonna go to jail. Y'all are retarded. But then, yeah, that was the craziest one. I feel like I haven't had really, really crazy ones like that. But that's probably, like, something that really was crazy in my life. But I remember my boy just knocking him out cold. Dude falls on me. Like, he hit my chest. Bro, I don't even, like... it wasn't even that big of an altercation, so I was just like, Evan, why did you do that? He's like, you know, I got you, bro. I was like, Evan, are you kidding me, bro? You're gonna get yourself arrested.
Alright, so before we end this off,
Yeah.
anything you want to tell people?
This is sponsored by Monster. Thank you, Monster, for providing the drinks today in this podcast. Yeah, nah, I'm just kidding. Don't put that in. That was lame. If you want something in life, go get it. Don't expect it to show up at your front door. If you find opportunities in life, take them. You have one life. You better live it to the fullest. Always work hard. Always achieve what you want to achieve. If you give up easy or take the easy way out, you will die knowing that you gave up. Dying that you didn't know what you wanted to do with your life, and you'll take all your dreams to the graveyard with you.